so grateful that I get a chance to talk to you.
I make this music for the people, man. The younger generation, the geeks, the dorks, the dykes, the ugly girl with spots all over her face and a mouthful of braces, the lonely kid with high anxiety who shits his pants when facing any sort of confrontation.
It's kind of what a beautiful realization.
You know, the confused lot, just looking for some inspiration to continue this game of life. I work hard at my craft, Zane, moulding it, shaping it, pushing the boundaries and staying true to the fucking art. I'll never sell out for no one.
Yeah, listen, same. And
not to butt in there, Zane, but I'm sure your audience won't know this, but you and me actually met 6 years ago at that Mandingo party at yours.
Shocked me when I thought it's been nearly 6 years.
It was insane. Do you remember that?
You could get lost in that.
Could you remember that? I still can't get the carpet burns out of my ass cheeks. You host a fucking wild one, Zane. Respect.
I have fond memories of that experience, but I remember getting a feeling that it was big.
My penis or my music?
Yeah, it doesn't. There's a lot of life in there for all of us.
And you remember that deep convo we had? You know, we shared that spliff, got a bit high, had that real deep chat.
And then I remember walking down the hallway after we spoke, and I was so happy because I'd finally had a chance to meet you properly and talk to you. You know how much I love your music.
Oh, stop it, you cheeky little monkey. Stop it. No, go on. Say more.
The album in its entirety now, I feel like you're honoring where you began in order to show how far you've come.
Well, thank you, man. That's a great observation. You know, making God's Waiting Room a 31-track epic album, I wasn't doing it to go, you know, fuck you to all the other artists that just piss out a 10-tracker. I didn't do it to just go, you know, hey, look at me, I've just done a triple album in one album. Like, look at my dick. It wasn't like that. It was a collective journey over time, over a few years of my progression as a producer.
This is kind of who you've been. There's nothing wrong with that. But by the end of it,
yeah,
it's like, look how far I've come.
Yeah,
just
right.
from one listen.
Well, yeah, fuck yeah, Zane. Exactly. That's exactly it. I've come far. I've come very far from where I was to where I am. I've been becoming. I've constantly been becoming someone and something from where I was to where I am right now. So
you know, you made a really good point, which was like, even though I haven't done a lot, I don't feel I need to do anything if I don't want to.
Hey, don't you fucking patronize me, Zane Lowe, alright? I have done a lot. I did the 31-track album, multiple EPs, constantly grinding, constantly putting out music. What, you think that's not a lot? Yeah, what? Come on, mate.
Yeah.
And now I'm not going to do anything I don't want to do, you know? I won't eat mushrooms or tomatoes. I like a passata, cooked down slowly. I like that, but I won't like have a full firm tomato.
I'm fascinated with the idea of being a songwriter and what its contribution towards creating and maintaining healthy relationships.
Okay.
And I've come to the conclusion, having spoken to many people about it, that it's actually quite a complex balance.
Right.
Because, you know, right down to the simple observation of like, does someone fall in love with you, or are they drawn to you by the observations you're making as you're trying to improve yourself? So which person are you in love with? Does that make sense?
No, but if I think, maybe I can sum up what you're trying to say with a lyric I wrote. Comparing their dicks and piles of their cash, a high-speed pursuit ends with a slow-motion crash.
Love that line, man, because it's like, what a way to just to leave the old me and figure out. What I took from it was, in a strange way, we assume that going deep is the hard stuff, but often the hard stuff's the stuff that's nearest and on the surface.
Very interestingly put, Zane. Yeah, it's almost like you could compare it to a Lindt chocolate ball, if you're familiar with those, Zane. It has that more of a harder, chocolatey exterior, but when you bite into it, it becomes quite velvety and creamy. A little bit like, you know, how I make my music, how you're describing there's hard layers on the outside that, you know, are on the surface. But once you get through that surface, the music's quite a lot softer, actually.
No, for sure. That idea of balance, it's something that I think we all strive for, even if we don't realize it. And we don't realize that it's actually kind of it's simple moves, hard moves, but simple moves. Little simple sacrifices that allow you to grow. What was Los Angeles like when you landed? Were you like, yeah, man, like I'm open to it all? Or were you like, let me just take some time and figure out who I am from inside this living room and figure my way out?
Well, I landed in LA with my mum when I was 11. She just got divorced from my dad, and she just thought, she's going to take her son on a fuck you holiday for 6 weeks. And LA was one of the places we went to and saw the Chinese Theatre and Hollywood Boulevard. And yeah, I mean, my impressions of LA was it's an absolute shithole.
How do you get to a place of execution when you're so dedicated to detail?
That's an absolute firecracker of a question, Zane, and quite a difficult one to answer, to be honest, because my approach to music and songwriting, it varies. Some songs can flow, other songs are a bit of a slog. Some songs I can't quite give it what it needs in that current time, but ultimately I can't really give you an answer. All I can say is that I do the best I possibly can for that particular song, and if it's not working, I move on to the next, I move on to the next, I move on to the next.
That could be maddening.
Oh, sweet baby rays, does it send you absolutely crazy sometimes, Zane?
Okay, we're going to swerve into this album in a second, but we've got to kind of address the maximalist side of you.
Well, I've been known as Navicus Maximus, Maxicus Navimus, because I just do shit to the max, Zane. If it's too minimal, get the fuck out my face and don't come back unless you knock politely. Because I took things to the max, but that's just who I am. I can't change that. So
By the way, I say that in full knowledge that one of the joys I get out of your albums is I'm hearing things a year later that I never noticed before.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
When I listen to your music, I feel like it's canvas work almost.
Tell me more.
Rather than music work. I feel like you're putting strokes on there that I won't notice until the light changes in 6 months. Does that make any sense?
No, it doesn't.
Let's talk about the sound of the music. I speak for all of us is the way that you are able to bring these words and these emotions to life and present something that feels immersive.
Yeah. Well, without spoiling the magic here, I'm just putting a pen on paper and jotting down my thoughts of what's going on there in that particular time in my life, and jumping in the chair on Logic and just jizzing it all out, really, and just one big clump of jizz. So I say I don't want to ruin the magic, but yeah, it's just a jizz session for me ultimately.
It's one of the bravest things that I know I keep using words like brave and courage, but I'm using those words very deliberately. I'm incorporating them into the conversation about music because I think that we dismiss it as being playtime, and I think it actually takes real courage to find what you want to say.
Well, my balls are literally raisins now. They have deflated from a decent size that they were to raisins because I've had too much bloody playtime. It's too much of it. But now I'm taking things a bit more seriously. They're starting to become plump in size again.
I want to push you a little further into where you were, where the song came from, and what ultimately inspired that sense of kind of like simple euphoria.
Well, you're jizzing left, right, and centre, and there's fucking sticky keys and sticky mouse, and it's all over the monitor screen and my keyboard, and it's just an absolute mess of jizz.
It's funny, I've been doing that for longer than I lived.
I got inspired to clean that jizz off.
This is so deep.
And once I had a clean working station, I was then able to really produce that song that you're referring to.
Yes, sir! Yeah, twofer now! You got a twofer! Holy shit! What role does music play in your life when you're not making it, man? How do you enjoy it? How do you live with it? Are you more a podcast human? I mean, like, what's your sort of general intake of information or inspiration?
Well, I'm a slut for the show Rock of Love, with Bret Michaels. I don't know if you've seen that, but what really drives me and gets me out of bed in the morning is to hopefully one day see a series of Rock and Love with Bret Michaels where the wig's off and he's removed all the cake to makeup on his face, and so he's just bare. I that's what gets my juices flowing. I want to see that, like that bare, naked, frail Bret Michaels trying to find love.
I would never, ever want to sort of rush anything like this, but I'm so grateful that I get a chance to talk to you.
Thank you.
And to get to sort of, I suppose, have the responsibility to some degree to tell you that, your music is just made all of our lives so much greater.
Thank you.
And I'm not sure I would have felt comfortable telling you that a few years back. Maybe I would have felt like I was killing you with kindness, but you seem kind of open to that now. So you should hear it, man.
Thank you, Zane. I just want to say thank you for having me. And, you know, I'm more than just a piano player, a bass player, an acoustic guitarist, an electric guitarist, a singer, a music producer, an editor, a film composer. I'm an artist. I'm an artist and I'm for the people. So thank you once again for having me, Zane Lowe. Thank you.